What's going on, guys? Flight Simulation Experience back for another stream in the beautiful TBM930 with the upgraded mod, of course. Loving this livery, loving this airplane, and she's a beautiful bird. Flew this into Gabator, if I'm saying that right, yesterday, but today we are in the beautiful island of Tenerife. Beautiful island of Tenerife. Doing some island hopping today in this bird. Heading on over to Madeira for the famous, which just reminds me, I need to fire up my charts. Did not fire up Navigraph yet. I need a checklist. I need a checklist with all this stuff here. There's so many programs I'm running at one time. But yes, doing some island hopping today from Tenerife to Madeira, and then Madeira to San Jose, is it? Porto Santos. So, yeah, Tenerife to Madeira to Porto Santos. The flight from Tenerife to Madeira is about an hour and 50 minutes, an hour and 35 minutes, something like that. It says airtime is an hour and 9 minutes, so total block time should be about an hour and 35 minutes. So yeah, SimBrief's giving us a report of they want us at 28,000 feet. Seems a little high, but this service ceilings of this aircraft, I think, is 31,000 feet. Block fuel today on board is going to be 1,284 pounds. So, without further ado, thank you so much for following and watching, and let's jump into the cockpit here. Got track IR enabled. I gotta go over here. Camera, and let's put it into the cockpit. And I've activated the little people animation here. It's my co-pilot. It's pretty cool. And I've got my camera working for track IR as well, so you guys can see that. And this is 2 free programs running. It's pretty cool. So that turns it, that centers it, and I'll go ahead and turn it off for right now because I like the stable static camera as I do my cockpit preparations. Okay, so let's go through our safety checklist first. And we're going to make sure our DI systems are all off, which they are. Our cabin light is off. Our AC is going to be into the off position. We're going to turn our temp up a little bit, and we're going to make sure our hot airflow is set to the feet position. Air bleed is, pressurization bleed is off. Manual override is off. Trim we don't need to mess with, and our throttle is in the cutoff, fuel cutoff position. And as usual, we need to retract our flaps because my Xbox controller tends to retract those flaps once I switch in and out of the Xbox controller. Okay, so everything else here looks good, and we're going to make sure our alternate static source is pushed in, which it is. And we're now going to come up top, and we're going to establish some power to the aircraft. GPU is going to go into the bat, as well as the generator into the main position. And we can hear our systems are firing up. We're going to go ahead and launch the Garmin GPS 3000. And we're going to put our nav source on the flight management system. And we're going to come on over to MFD, manual multiple flight display. And we're going to go to our flight plan. Origin, we are sitting down in Tenerife here.
Pause system test. Okay.
And before we go any further, let's check our landing gear lights, which those work. And let's check our light test here. Those work as well. Okay, so now we're going to go to our ICO code with Tenerife, which is, let's see here, GCXO. And we're going to confirm Las Rodios, which is correct. GCXO, which I believe is correct. GCXO. That is correct. So we're going to enter that in there, and the destination is going to be LPMA. LPMA for La Palma. And total distance is 254 nautical miles. Let me just double check something here. Check. Okay, that's working. Just making sure all my programs are running and working. Okay, so at this point, do we have a departure? We do. We have a Bimbo 5 Juliet departure with no transition. So we're going to go to procedures here, departure, and let's look at the, first of all, let's go back and let's decide the runway. The runway is 30 on the Bimbo 5 Juliet. Bimbo 5 Juliet. Departure, we're going to go ahead and load that departure, and then we're going to go back to our homepage flight plan, and here's all the fixes. So from Bimbo, we're going to go direct to GOSGA, add in route waypoint, GOSGA. Portugal, GOSGA, GOSGA. So that is correct. So we're going to go ahead and enter that guy. And then from GOSGA, we're going direct to an airway, it looks like. MA516. Let's see if that's a waypoint. MA516. Yep, that is MA516. So that is not an airway, actually. MA516, and then direct to La Palma. So there we have it. So here's an interesting departure. So we're going to be taking off, making a quick right turn, and then heading out to the east to Cassis, and then on to Tenerife. Okay. Let's take a look again here. Okay, that looks good to me. Kind of like this feature here. Okay, so let's actually just put that off. Let's go back. So the flight plan is in. The procedure for the arrival is, there is no arrival, it's direct. And the approach we're going to ask for is going to be the 05, RNAV 5 Yankee is probably the best one. Yeah, there's no ILS, so RNAV 5 Yankee. And transition is Monek. We're just going to go ahead and load that approach. We're not going to activate it. It will activate it automatically once we hit a certain distance, I believe, from the airport. So yeah, flight plan is in. It's really that easy, guys. Okay, so once the flight plan is in, now what we're going to do is we're going to make sure we have our speed bugs, which we're just going to do the default. So we're going to rotate at 90. And we're also going to go to our fuel and weight. And according to this flight, SimBrief gives us a block fuel of 1284. So I'm going to go with 1300. Let's increase this first. So 1,300 pounds. Let's do 1,330 pounds of fuel. So I feel very comfortable with that. So we got plenty if we do missed. And believe me, there could be a missed approach in Madeira. I'm not sure if you guys have ever done this approach, but it's a little challenging, and you kind of have to get it right, you know, because you don't have a lot to work with. All right, so 1330 on the fuel. And our weights. This thing is doing this here. Let's just make sure that's off. The weights today. So our zero fuel weight is 5779. So the payload is 1150. So let's look up our payload of 1150, which 1162 is fine. You can enter in the numbers in manually, but I ain't doing all that. So there we go. There is our weights and fuel. Pretty straightforward. Okay. You can see the weather is a little grim. Okay. So weights are in, flight plan is in, procedures are in, speed bugs are in. Now what we can do is, weather is not modeled, that's right. Okay, so let's go down our checklist here, and we've gone through the safety. Our parking brake is on, by the way. We have powered up the aircraft. Now what we're going to go do is we're going to come on up here. We're going to turn on our strobe light, our nav light and our pulse light. And we're going to now, before we start up the aircraft, we're going to now go ahead and start PACX. So our passengers now can come on in. So we're flying up to 28,000 feet. And we have a full flight today of 6 passengers. And we're going to go ahead and start that there. Okay, so far so good. Let me just some stuff here. All right. Now what we can do is we can go to our pushback and we can pre-plan that. So,
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard. This is your flight attendant speaking. At this time, please be sure to make sure all large carry-on items are in the overhead bins and your small items are underneath the seat in front of you. If you have any trouble or need any assistance, please don't hesitate to let a flight attendant know and we would be happy to help you. If the overhead bin is full after you put your carry-on inside of it, please close the bin as a courtesy to other passengers.
our 6 passengers are loaded.
Once all your items are put away, please clear the aisle and sit down in your seat to allow other passengers to find their seats as well. If you are seated in an emergency exit row, please read the exit seating responsibilities in the safety card in the seat back in front of you. Please make sure you are willing and able to perform the actions required. If you are not able or prefer not to perform these actions, please let a flight attendant know so you can be reseated. Feel free to use your cell phones during the rest of the boarding process, but we do ask that laptops, tablets, and any other larger electronic devices are stowed once we depart from the gate. Thank you, and welcome aboard.
All right,
Ready to go when you are.
Appreciate it. Come on up here. Okay, let's go ahead and close our door. I'm going to signal our guy out there that we are just about ready to go here. All right.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard Flight 1558 with service to Portugal. Our flight time will be roughly 1 hour and 9 minutes. Now that the cabin door is closed, please make sure that all devices are in airplane mode and your large devices are now
While
set
she
down
goes
and
through her
closed.
thing,
Please
let's
fasten your seatbelt and
turn
make
her
sure
down
that
a
all
little bit,
tray
'cause
tables
she's
and
pretty
seat
loud.
backs are in a full upright and locked position for departure. Flight attendants, please prepare cabin for departure and cross-checks.
All right. He's going to push us back, and then we're going to do our engine start. So we got our pulse light and our nav light in the on position, and we also have to come on over here to manual. Okay, which was already.
Aural warning, okay.
Hopefully this guy actually. Okay, so he's locked up with us. Now let's go ahead and release our parking brake. All right, so clearly pushback has an issue then. It looks like it did this yesterday as well. So the pre-planning pushback system here has an issue with this. It's not showing. So we'll go ahead and stop the pushback. This guy will go away, and then we'll do a manual, and we'll go to reverse here. All right, we're going to stop the pushback, and we're going to go ahead and turn our parking brake on, which it is. And let's go to pushback here, pre-plan, manual, and we should be good to go there. All right, just letting us know the park brake. All right, so let's go ahead and fire up the aircraft. Let's go through our checklist first. Start in the abort position.
There are several emergency exits on this
Let's
aircraft.
go left to right, so taxi light can come on. These lights can come on. Don't need any of these lights. This is all set to go. So starter and ignition. So let's go ahead and make sure our starter is in the abort position, which it's off, which is fine. Ignition is in now is going to be in the on position, and the auxiliary booster is going to be in the on position, and the fuel is going to be into the manual, which it is. Autopilot config trim is going to be off, and the emergency locator transmitter is going to be into the arm position, which it is. We're going to go 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, and we're going to release. We're going to monitor our NG. Clear the alarm. Waiting for 13%, which are already there. We're going to go to low idle. There is low idle. If it doesn't inflate automatically, you may blow into the mouthpiece for manual inflation. Now we're waiting for 50 NG. We're going to go to high idle.
Once again, all devices must be in airplane mode and your larger devices must be turned off and stowed at this time. Please securely stow your personal items. Make sure your seatbelts are fastened and seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position. We remind you that this is a non-smoking flight. Tampering with,
and we're going to cross over now. And we're going to pretend that, speaking of VATSIM here, we're on the network, but we're just in observer mode again, and we're going to go to a transponder. Let's say they squawked to 0517, and we're going to turn that on. We're going to enter that in. There's our squawk. We don't need comms. Audio, we don't need this yet. We don't need that, period, actually. And now what we're going to do is we are going to go to PFD. We are on FMS. So we're going to first start our initial climb. We're going to say we're clear to 10,000 feet. And we're going to do a flight level change, meaning we're going to climb at 150 knots, pretty standard. 150 knots, flight directors are going to come to the on position. And we are now going to after start checklist. So after start checklist now, engine is successful in start. Now I'm going to come on over here and we're going to put a bunch of things into the auto position. The ignition now can go to the auto position. The auxiliary pump go to auto. Fuel select can go to auto, and autopilot trim can go into the on position. But now come on down here and we're going to make sure that our bleed air is going to go into the auto for pressurization, and we're going to make sure that our inertial separator is on, and we're going to turn on our pilot heats as well. AC can go to the pilot, or actually pilot and passengers, and clear any alarms, and we just have our parking brake indicated there. We also forgot to check, well, I don't know, did you check the flight co-pilot, did you check our fuses down here? Make sure none of them were popped out. She did. All right, cool. All the passengers are good back there. So now, flight directors, do we have those on? We do have those on. Great. Okay, so now we can put her on comms. We will stay on map settings. Sorry, not map settings. Traffic can go to the on position. Inertial separator is on. I do know that, and that is what we want. Okay, so we're going to go back to home, and we're going to clear the inertial separator alarm. So we're going to go through a checklist here, which everything here looks good. All right. We're going to do a quick flight control check. Full up, full down, full left, and full right. All right. We are good. Now, so flight control check has been complete. V-speeds are set. QNH. So I need to get the QNH now, which we're going to look at our METAR, which we are sitting in Tenerife, which is GCXO. So we have pressure at 3021. It's 8 degrees Celsius, according to this, and we have a north-northwest 330 degree direction at 15 miles per hour. All right, so we got a little bit of a crosswind. Got clouds at 1,500 feet. Yep, we do see those clouds. So 3021. So 3021 on the pressure. A little bit on the high pressure here. 3021 here. And 3021 on the baro. Okay, 3021 is set. Now what we need to do is we need to go to Navigraph, which I just, like I said, I need a checklist. I totally forgot to do this. We're going to fire this up. All right, turn that off, turn this to low, and we're going to go to Sim Links. which our sim link is up. Yep, so this is hard right turn direct to this VOR, and then off we go. Okay, great. Looks good. I'm actually really cool that this generated the flight plan for me. I don't think I've seen that before. So we're going to go to our charts here. We're going to plug in some charts. So we are going to pin this chart. And we are runway 30 here, so we got to taxi all the way down Romeo to Echo 5. And then we're going to use the whole runway, and then we're going to take off to the north. So we got that chart plugged in, and then we want our departure chart, which we are on the... what are we on? The Bimbo 5. Let's take a look at the Bimbo 5. And the transition is 6,000 feet. So, yep, departure procedures, come on out, make a right turn 029, and then another right to 124. Okay? And then when we get in, most importantly, when we get to our arrival in La Palma, we want to make sure that our approach... So we don't have an arrival, but we do have an approach, which is the RNAV Yankee number 5. Okay, so there is the charts for that, and we need a taxi, which will be this one here. We can pin that in. So there's no arrival, but just to see some of these arrivals here, I want to know kind of... All right, so we're going to be at about 3,000 feet here. Okay, which is pretty much what I figured. Okay, so there's gonna be some a lot of water on this flight. Let's go ahead and remove that for now, and let's now, which way do we gotta go here? Do we have to make a hard turn? Okay, charts are in. Flight plan is in, QNH is set, FMS is set, altitude indicator is set, transponder is set, PFD settings, PFD say so, that's right, we're going to set our wind, which there is no wind, so our PFD settings are already in. Right here, we go to wind, and it's option 3, great. Okay, PFD, option number 3 is set. Now taxi, inertial separators on, taxi light is currently in the on position. And we are now going to taxi to the runway. Release parking brake. Flight directors have been checked. Flight controls have been checked. Flight level change button is active, which it is. And we are now ready to head out. Sink our bug there. And we can go ahead and... I don't want to hit this aircraft, so I don't think I can make the turn here. Let's see if I can. Made it. Sweet. Alright, let's see. Let's activate this. This head tracker's very sensitive. All right. Some of the sounds down. We're gonna go ahead and get our strobe light on. Deactivate the head tracker for right now. I gotta put my head down. So the taxi light is on. Control check is on. Flight control check. Flight level change button is on. Okay. What is this guy doing? What are you doing, bro? Alright, yeah. You're probably not gonna be doing anything, so we're just gonna be going around you if you don't mind. Yep. Pilot heats are on. Anti-ice don't need that for right now. We might have to turn that on though. Crew, welcome aboard. It's Captain speaking. We're going to be departing momentarily. We're number 1 for takeoff. Flight time's 1 hour and 8 minutes in the air. Should be a nice one for you. Sit back, relax, enjoy the trip. We'll check back in with you once we're airborne. Crew, welcome aboard. It's Captain speaking. We're going to be departing momentarily. We're number 1 for takeoff. Flight time's 1 hour and 8 minutes in the air. Should be a nice one for you. Sit back, relax, enjoy the trip. We'll check back in with you once we're airborne. Alright, flaps set to 1 and indicating. So far, so good. You ready? She's ready. All right. Tower says we are clear for takeoff. Rudder pedal so fidgety. Alright, so land lights on. Everything looks good. Go ahead and start the timer now. Alright, heats are on, transponders on, flaps set, landing lights on, strobe lights on, heading bug. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and activate our go ahead and activate our head tracker here. We're clear to the left here. Good. Alright. Alright. And we're going to go ahead and sync our bug as well. And we are stable. And max thrust set. A bit of downward pressure on the nose. The yoke, that is. We are at 70 knots, 90 knots rotation. And we are 90 knots. At a positive rate. Gear up. Let's check the gear. Gear is still coming up. And indicating. Great. Definitely feel the wind. Get back on track here. IGT is a little warm. Gotta lower that power down. Throttle. Let's go ahead and drop the nose now. Flaps clean. Whoa. And let's go to yaw damper, autopilot. 150 on the climb. And we are going to leave bank angle the way it is. Almost at 6,000 feet, we need to go to standard baro. Let's go ahead and disengage this. Take a look outside. Oh, beautiful. Okay. I'm going to turn off the landing lights. And we can now put it in nav mode. So we're going to make a crazy right turn here. Next waypoint now is going to go direct to the Tango Foxtrot November VFR at 9.8 nautical miles. So cruising up to 10,000 feet. We're going to say we got cleared to 16,000 feet. Still climbing at 150. Torque is at 71. Could probably increase that torque just a little bit. And take this up to 16,000 feet. Go ahead and turn the inertial separator off. We're going to dial the power back a little bit because it's going to increase. So about 79 on our torque is fine. We have a very unsatisfied crew back there. As you can see, 15%. Don't know why that is. Probably it's a bug or something. I don't know. We're past 6,000 feet. We need to go to standard pressure. 29902. And the standard doesn't work in this, so we just have manually do it. 29902. Okay. Alright, so we're good. We are flying our departure. So we can see in Navigraph here. takes a minute. I have so many programs running, that's why this takes a minute. Got rid of, I should have not loaded that again. It got rid of my pin, my clipboard pins here. So the departure is the Bimbo 5, that's it. So you can see that here. Am I out? Is that why it's not showing? Okay, if you do this. Okay. Let's sync our bug. So yaw damper autopilot nav mode is currently on, and now we're going to turn on half bank angle. Flight level change is to 150 still. We are climbing at 150, and we're clear to breeze, obviously. So the inertial separator has been turned off. Pilot heats are going to stay on, and that is it for our checklist. Gears up and flaps are up. Go ahead and sync our bug here. Our next waypoint is Cassis at 90 nautical miles. The island of Tenerife is so beautiful in the sim. I can only imagine what it looks like in real life. Love to go there. It's a little bumpy. We're going to say we've been clear all the way up to 280. All right. As you can see, we have a 17-mile-an-hour crosswind here. Alright. Alright, let me go to checklist here. Top of descent. So at 10,000 feet, landing lights are off. 18,000, well, 6,000 feet for transition altitude, and yep, we're good to go. So the only thing we need to do now is we now need to, when we get to our cruise altitude at 280, we are going to start prepping for our arrival. But all is well. Everything's good? Yep, everything good. Your eyes are a little bloodshot, huh? Drinking too much last night? Alright. Oh, forgot to do something. Oxygen, crew supply oxygen needs to be in the on position. That should have been done pretty much after we started the engine, as I believe. So cool. All right, 20,000 feet. .71 nautical miles now. I gotta say, once we get to Madeira, the second flight to the island just north of it, San Pablos? Is that it? What is it? Let's see here. Porto Santos. That is probably only going to be a 20-minute, if that. Probably only going to go up to about 8 to 9,000 feet, maybe 10. So, all right, guys, enjoy the flight. I'll check back in with you once we get a little closer. I'll change the views up. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the camera off here. Not the camera, the microphone. See you guys in a little bit. going on, guys? Back with you. Let me change this freaking song. This is annoying me. Alright, what do we got? And let's go with this normal hip-hop. Alright, so I'm getting closer. Excuse me. Alright, let's see what we gotta do. Let's take a look at the weather in Madeira. La Palma. Sorry, not La Palma, Madeira. So in Madeira, it's 19 degrees. So 19 degrees, dew point is 10 degrees, altimeter is 3024. And we got 12 mile an hour, 10 knots, 12 miles per hour at 10 degrees, so that's north. And we have ceiling clouds at 12,000 feet and a few clouds at 1,600 feet. No significant weather for this area at this time. It's good. And now, let's go and set our V-speeds. We're gonna plan for our arrival to be at about 90 to 92 knots on arrival. Very standard. And we are now going to pull up our charts here. Speaking of that, let's actually now get in. Let's go to flight plan. Let's go to VNav. VNav will be enabled. Let's go back. And La Palma. Let's go to PFDs. Let's go to flight plan. Procedures. Map settings. Now let's go to let's see here. Where the hell was that thing? Map settings. Flight plan, we go to VNav, that is activated now. We don't have an arrival, but we need to be so at Monek. What do we need to be at? Alright, so at Monek, we need to be at and the approach is the RNAV Yankee 5. So at Moneck, we need to be at 3,000. All right, so let me remove this, put that over there. So at Moneck, we need to be at 3,000 feet. Wondering if that would have passed us a... So we're not showing any top of descent. Okay. So MA508, MA512, we need to be at, so MA508, Airport elevation is 191, so let's put that down here. So MA508, we need to be at 2,000. Okay, enter that in. MA504, we need to be at 890. Is that right? Yeah. So this needs to be at 890 feet. Enter that in. And then R270. Oh no, excuse me. Our MA502, we need to be at 390. 390 and then 191 on the arrival. So yeah, this looks pretty, this looks good. I'm happy with this. Okay. So our VNAV is in and our altitude points are in. Check something here. Make sure this is correct. It is. All right. So it's an RNAV approach. The final course is 049er. And the minimums are, we're going to go with radial altimeter at 354. That'll work. Okay. Actually, you know, it should be Barrow. Yeah, Barrow. So let's go with, no, let's go with barometric pressure at 500, not 5,000. Backspace 1 and enter that. Top of descent within 1 minute. Okay. There's There's our top of descent. And we're now going to drop this guy all the way down to 3,000. There's our top of descent indicator here. And we're now going to VS. Yeah, folks, from the flight deck here, Scam speaking. Start a slow descent into Madeira. Weather looks okay out there. Some scattered clouds at 12,000 and 1,500 feet. Winds coming out of the north at about 10 knots. Appreciate you flying today with us. We'll be on the ground in about 25 minutes. Please prepare for landing. Thank you. Folks, from the flight deck here, Scam speaking. Start a slow descent into Madeira. Weather looks okay out there. Some scattered clouds at 12,000 and 1,500 feet. Winds coming out of the north at about 10 knots. Appreciate you flying today with us. We'll be on the ground in about 25 minutes. Please prepare for landing. Thank you. Alright, so we need to increase our descent rate to about 1,600 feet per minute to work. Aircraft is going to speed up. Let's go ahead and dial that speed back a little bit. Go ahead and sync that bug as well. I think that's the island there. And our transition altitude is 5,000 feet. Drop down to 1,700. Okay, so top of descent, we have checked our charts. We have our minimums in. It is an RNAV approach. We have our altitude calculations in for VNAV. VNAV is enabled. We have set our altitude to 3,000 feet for our arrival. Speed bugs have been set for 90 knots on arrival, 85 to 90, and we're following our glide path. We're a little high, but that's fine. Speed is okay. We're going to set our barrel pressure, which I'm not sure. Let's refresh the pressure, which is still 3024, which we'll set at below 5,000. Minimums are set to 500 feet. And we are pretty good. Gave our cabin crew announcement and synced our bug here. And we're looking good. Let's go ahead and drop to 1,800 feet now. Get us into this little path here. 1,800 feet per minute. So Monek at 3,000 feet at Monek, and 3,000 feet at Monek, and we need to be no greater than 230 knots. So all looks good. There's the beautiful island of Madeira. Go ahead and come now to about 1,200 feet per minute. Let this catch up. All right, 70% on the torque, which is good. 215. So we are looking very good here. Fuel quantity is 70 and 72, so that looks good. ITT is good. Increase to 13. Let's go to 14. So you can see we got to follow that needle here. Airport's probably somewhere around here. So far, so good. Let's start slowing down slightly here. The prop back to maybe about 62, 61. We have an 18-mile-an-hour headwind. So SimBrief looks like they gave us the correct runway for landing due to the winds here, which is good. Okay. get her on the... Make sure this just... We don't need to push this yet, but we shouldn't have to. It should automatically do it once we get close enough. Alright, so... Looks pretty good so far. We're doing well. We can keep bank angle on, autopilot, flight directors, all this looks good. Okay. Below 10,000, we're going to turn on our landing lights. Dial that prop back to about 53 to 52. Just try to slow down to 200 knots. Getting a little closer here. Alright, so we are 20 miles out from Mike Alpha 516, which will bring us on into our arrival here. Alright, let's go to the vertical speed here and pull up a little bit. 1,000 feet. Alright, just about 10,000 feet. Go ahead and turn those landing lights on. All our lights are on up here. Strobe, nav, pulse. Fuel transfer is in the auto position. We are currently on the right side of fuel. And just about 200 knots, so we're doing well. Next thing we're going to have to do, which is very important, is we need to get in our altimeter, which is still 3024. So at about 6,000 feet, I'm going to change it over. I believe it's 5,000 feet according to the charts here. Yes, it is 5,000? Yeah, it's 5,000 according to... I don't know, we'll just follow it to 5,000. That's fine. Might have some traffic. That's just VATSIM. Alright. I think we're just about to set our QNH here. Just 3024. Let me just do a refresh of that one more time. Alright. That right turn. And let's turn that up to 3024. (3024) 3024, and we have another top of descent. Which we're already doing now, so let's go ahead and drop this down. We're going to lower the power as well. Get caught up to our glide path here. Okay, so far so good. All right, we're gonna take it down to 2,000. (3024) on the altimeter, 3024 on the altimeter. And we're gonna go ahead and increase this guy a little bit. 160 looks good. Airport's right here, I believe. And we're gonna hold at 2,000. There is our second indicator. Alright. So we're going to hold at 2,000. Wait for our diamond to come down, which is our glide path. It's been our glide path the whole time. Approach has already been activated, as you can see. We really need to focus on our speed here. Okay, so we are holding at 2,000. Looks good. Nav, flight directors, autopilot, yaw damper, bank is on. bank angle off. Alright. We're going to do an altimeter check one more time. 3024. Okay. See, the glide slope is now coming down. And let's go to probably 1,000 feet. Pop the gear. Okay. Gear down, 3 green. Let's pay attention here. Once we get to 700, we're disconnecting and we're going manual. And we're now going to start our recorder. We'll hold 100 until there's the airport right there. And let's go. And we're slowing down. And autopilot yaw damper, manual control. My airplane. Really just got to follow. We're a little low. That's okay. We're holding at 91. We're good. Looks like we got an airplane departing soon, but he doesn't know we're here. All right, we got 2 white, 2 red. Pappies are happy. Coming in at 95. Slow her down just a little bit. A little high now, that's okay. Got enough runway. Oh, frame drop, and we just hit a massive freaking crosswind there. And we are now going to idle power back, flare. And we are down. Reverse prop. And 40 knots. There you have it, folks. Beautiful. Go ahead and stop the recording. Go ahead and load that recording. Whoop. Go ahead and replay that. I would have to say that was pretty satisfactory. We'll take that. We hit a serious crosswind right there on final. Holy shit. Pretty nice. These people, what are you guys doing? Yeah, we're in observer mode. They don't know we're here, so. Man, this is such a beautiful approach. Wow. God, I love it. Continue. Yeah, this guy's about to take off, so we're about to run right into this guy. Looks like he's in the baby bus, Airbus A319. Yeah, these guys are people on VATSIM. We're on the network, we're just not, they just can't see us because we're just in observer mode once again. Don't mind him. Lufthansa. All right, let's do one more. looks real. Oh God, so awesome.
500.
So you know what? I want to record this. All right. Let's go ahead and retract those flaps. And let's go ahead and turn our taxi light on, and let's make sure that we don't fly off the edge here as well. So freaking awesome. Love it. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Turn on the inertial separator. That's not good. That should have been on the whole time. Flight directors come off. Let's see, all this stuff is off. Okay. Probably turn right in here. Sure where to park here. Yeah, I can park over here. here's fine. Parking brake is set. Alright. Let's go ahead and remove this. And let's go ahead and try to shut this thing down. Come on. This thing is a pain in the ass. Come on, man. Pilot heats can come off as well. Come on, dude. I did it yesterday. I don't know, man. It's annoying. Doesn't look like it's gonna happen. There it is. So you have to... So I guess you have to... That's what it is. So you right click it and then hold it. Ah. So you right click, then you left click and hold. Okay. Right click, then left click. Ah, okay. There goes PACX with the passengers getting off. Alright, let's come on up here and we can turn down our strobe, nav, and pulse. Taxi lights go to the off position. Let's go ahead and turn off our starter and our ignition, go to the off position. Auxiliary pump, go to the off position. Go to manual here and go to the off position there and shut down our crash bar. All right, cool. And we can go and turn off the bleed. Passengers are already off. It happens that quickly. And turn the AC to the off position and inertial separator and go to the off position as well. Okay. So let's go ahead and unlock the door here. All right, let's get some fresh air. Let's go to the back here real quick. There's the unlock button there. And everyone, welcome to Madeira. It's a beautiful day out here, eh? All right. Right next to a beautiful Portugal Airbus A320, it looks like. All right. Well, we are about to head out on our second leg here. I'm going to go ahead and turn over to the Be Right Back screen as I'm going to reload the sim. First, going to close down PACX. And then I'm going to take a break, load up the sim, get a little bit more coffee. I'll see you guys in a little bit. All right, guys. We are back. Once again, in the TBM930. Now just preparing for our flight to, where are we going? Let's see. We are going to Lima Papa Sierra. All right. And let's go ahead and jump in the pit. Let's get PACX fired up here. There she is. And we'll put you right here for now. And let's see here. What could we do? Remove this. Let's get our crew in. We're going to come back on over to our checklists and prepare our flight, shorter flight, to I keep forgetting the name of this freaking island. Let's take a look. Porto Santos. So, Porto Santos. Alright, let's come on down here. Parking brake is set. Gear is down. Throttle is in the off position. Manual override off. And we have our flaps are up. Oxygen crew is off. We're going to go ahead and turn on our... Actually, we're not going to do anything there for right now. This is just a pre-flight check. AC is going to be in the off position. It's a little warmer. We're going to turn to fan 2, and we want it cool. All the systems down here are off. Parking brake set. Everything here looks good. Pressurization bleed air is off, as well as our airflow is going to go to the ground, and our alternate static source is pushed in. Oh, we can also move these too. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to come across here, and all our lights are off. Taxi light is off. Crash bar is closed and secured, and our starters in the off position. Our ignition needs to be in the off position, and our manual fuel needs to be in the manual, as well as auxiliary boost needs to be off, and autopilot trim needs to be off. All right, everything here looks good. Now let's come on down to VAT1. And it's going to crash the sim, I assume, right? Yep, crash the sim. Does that. I don't know if that's a bug or what. But all right, let me go to the Be Right Back screen, and I will fire it up again. Sorry about that. This happens. It's been happening every day. Don't know why. But what I can say is, before we started the initial stream, when I first started the stream today, I checked that just to make sure, because I didn't want it to crash. And when I got into the aircraft and loaded up the power, nope, no crash. It's fine. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. But of course, when I go back to streaming, boom, it crashes. But whatever, it is what it is. Hope Microsoft will address that. I don't know if it's Microsoft. I don't know if that is a issue with the mod in the plane. The modification is doing that. I don't know. Yeah, not sure. But it's all good. Let me actually shut that off for you. see you guys in a minute. Step away for a sec. All right. We are back. Hopefully it works this time. Let's just go right upstairs. Let's turn that on. Keeps crashing the sim, huh? Not sure what it is. I don't know. Usually it'll crash it once and then it'll work. So now it crashed twice. So don't know what the issue is. But I think that's gonna be it. I know I said we fly over to Porto Santos, but looks like the sim keeps crashing. I'm gonna have to maybe fix maybe the files here. Let me see if there is a update with this. I don't know. With the airplane. No, this would just be the GS3000. That's right. Yeah, that's not even. Yeah, I don't know. I apologize. But yep, looks like that'll be it. Appreciate you following along. I'll see you guys in the next one. Hopefully this the sim will stop crashing and can actually do 2 flights instead of 1. All right, guys, take care.